This is Scott, and it is Friday. Yay! I wanted to get with you guys and just go over where you should be right now. And I also wanted to show you some good examples of what you might want to produce for your checkpoints. So I wanted to start with where you should be. You should have already submitted checkpoints 1, 2, 3, and 4. And really, we probably should have already finished checkpoint 5 as well. But I know that there are some people that are still working on getting that finished. So that's where we're going to start today. I'm going to show you some really good examples of um, work for checkpoint 5, creating your prototype. And then I'm also going to show you some really good work and where you should be for checkpoint 6. So hopefully at the end of this video, you should be able to go into checkpoint 5, finish that and submit, and then also go to the first part of checkpoint 6. And that's where you ought to be by this coming Monday. You ought to be done with the first point of checkpoint 6. But we'll get there eventually. So let's start with checkpoint 5. It is creating a prototype. So I'm going to show you an example of someone's prototype, and this is from my face-to-face class. So what you need to do is come down here to part 1, and you're going to create 2 storyboards. And a storyboard is just a picture version of your story that you want to create. Okay. So you are going to create 2 storyboards. If you want a template for a storyboard, if you'll just hit the resources for everyone under checkpoint 5, there is an actual storyboard template there that you can print off for yourself, and you can do your drawing plot points on that sheet. But like this person that I'm showing you right here, they just did their storyboard on a piece of paper. So as you can see, this person has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 plot points in their story. So their first storyboard is basically 15 drawings of the big plot pieces that of the story that they want to eventually write for their anonymous partner. And notice they're stick figures. They're not, they're not like artistic or anything, that I would grade, but they're detailed and they have writing down beneath them so that I can walk through and understand, oh, this is what is going to happen at each point in this story. Okay. The first storyboard that you create needs to be an accurate version of the story that you're eventually going to create for your partner, using the details that you know from the interview that you've done with them and from the pictures you've received from them. So your first storyboard is going to be the most accurate story that you can tell about your partner. Then you're going to create a second storyboard. This storyboard is going to be wild and crazy, over the top, goofy, not necessarily correct, but you're still going to use the information that you've received from this person's pictures. So maybe this person had a picture of their keys in everyday items that they carry with themselves. Well, maybe those keys mean that they're actually a NASCAR driver. So you could write this really wild version of the story about your partner and all about how they're a NASCAR driver. So here is this person's second version of of their story. Notice this version only has 6 plot points, which is totally fine, but this is their wild version of their partner. Not necessarily correct, still using the information they have, just going over the top with things they know aren't necessarily accurate. Okay, so you're going to create a correct version of your storyboard, and you're going to create like a super wild version of your storyboard. Okay, then when you're done with that, you're going to come down here. And this person said their challenge was that they found it challenging to write another version of their storyboard because they knew the first one is accurate, and they were kind of stuck on that first version. That's a fair assessment of the challenge that this person kind of met, right? How many drafts did this person end up having? Well, they had 2 storyboards, so they had 2 drafts, right? The wildest version, what was kind of the condensed version of their wild version? Well, their second storyboard, definitely wild because it was random. Instead of having full conversations that were written out, it was more based on assumptions that a reader might understand after looking at their pictures. And then here are 4 big key ideas that this person wants to keep from the storyboards that they created moving forward into their final version of their story. Okay. So I hope that by being able to see a sample of checkpoint 5, you'll kind of understand what you need to do with checkpoint 5. If you have questions, absolutely reach out to me. Remember, you can email me, and you also have my schedule, so you can come see me during the day. And please don't feel badly coming to see me. Absolutely come and see me. I want to see you face to face, since I never get to. Okay. So that's checkpoint 5, creating a prototype. Submit your prototype, your 2 prototypes or 2 storyboards as quickly as you can. Okay. Then we're going to move on to the first part of checkpoint 6. The first part of checkpoint 6 is going to have you create what's called an elevator pitch. Okay. This is what checkpoint 6 looks like. Okay. The directions are here. Be sure to read them. The first thing you're going to want to do is go down to part 1 where it says 20-minute peer feedback system. Watch this video right here over how to create an elevator pitch. An elevator pitch is just a quick, short, to the point explanation of what you want a project to look like, of kind of your vision for a project. Okay. So here is a fantastic example. Fantastic example of an elevator pitch. And I cannot get it to highlight for my life. Okay. Here's a fantastic version of an elevator pitch. Okay. They introduce themselves, they explain their goal, they walk through the story point by point, and then that's it. They're just super clear. They explain exactly what they want their story to look like, sound like, and they're in and done. That's what you're going to do when you create your elevator pitch. Once you get to this point, I want you to go ahead and submit this checkpoint. Now, I know that you won't have done the feedback yet, but when you submit this elevator pitch to me, I will know that you now need a partner, and I will find a partner for you, and I'll email you and let you know who your partner is so that you can get with them and do the feedback system. Okay. But for now, we're just going for the elevator pitch. So for now, when you finish your elevator pitch, go ahead and hit that submit button, and I will pair you up with a partner. So be watching your email so that you can know who your partner is, and we will move forward at that point. Okay? Okay. Um, that is basically where we should be. So, checkpoint 5 and 6, the first part of checkpoint 6 is your goal for moving forward. That's where we want to get to within the coming days. If you have questions, like I said, feel free to ask. I'm absolutely here to make sure that you understand what's happening moving forward. So ask me questions. Feel free to send me an email or come and see me. And I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic Friday. Or if you're seeing this on Monday, I hope you had a fantastic weekend. Okay? I'll see you soon.